Hello, welcome to my channel. This is Mamiesi Alaska here, and on this channel I share my experiences and the lessons I've learned in a hard way to help you guys. This year you're going to be seeing more videos from me because there's been so much lessons I've learned that I have to share with you guys, so I hope it will help you. So some years back I was very hurt by the church, in the sense that I was going through a hard time, and I tried to reach out to see any of the pastors so that they can guide me on what was the best way forward, because I had just given my life to Christ. I was not this mature and I didn't know what was the best way to go about it, and every attempt that I made, I didn't get a response back. And so now I look back, I thank God, because that actually helped me to really feel the depth of how it feels like to be in the church but feel like the church can't really help you. And also it helped me to press into God, because at the end of the day I found the way forward and I'm at peace with it. So God led me through it. But I know there's a lot of folks out there who are also experiencing church hurt. Some people have given up on the walk with God because somebody gossiped about them, because somebody lied on them at the church, because they found out their pastor was abusing his wife. I can't believe, what? You, pastor, you are leading me to Christ and you do this? It's like, is that God? Is even God real? Now it makes you question your faith, and that's why I'm here today to talk to you. What I've come to realize is that the church is like a hospital, okay? And we all go to the hospital because we are sick and we need healing, we need help, okay? And as we go to the hospital, there are other people who are there also seeking help, but they have diseases, they have infection, they have viruses that we could just be affected by them because we are in the same space with them. And so see the church as a place where we are all broken people, I included, okay? I have a weakness. God is still working on me, wrestling with me. You see how the angel wrestled with Jacob concerning his weakness, and we are all broken people at the church that God is still working on us. And so there is gossips in the church, there is fornicators in the church, so there is different people at the church who are still a work in progress in the hands of God. So with that in mind, you have to understand that the fact that somebody calls him or herself a Christian doesn't mean that they are perfect, doesn't mean that they can't step on your toes, they can't hurt you. And it's unfair that you hold somebody's behavior against God, against Christ, and because of that you give up on your walk with God. Remember, God is spirit, he's a person. So if just because I hurt you, you decide that you're not going to walk with Christ again, that is unfair and that is not right. When I was going through that time of church hurt and church pain, I came to realize that I can't be mad at the church and I can't quit going to church because they are not finding time to help me process what I'm going through. And remember, there is a lot of people at church. If the pastor needs to even find time for everybody to help them deal with issues in their life, that pastor will probably die from stress, And so I feel like God used that season to help me to actually seek him, okay? So if you are dealing with church hurt or pain or disappointment in any form from the church, learn to go back to God and seek God. Pour your heart out on how you feel about the church, what is actually going on, and let God lead you on what is the best decision for you, okay? And God is going to lead you. If you are really connected to him and you are in tune to him, you know how God speaks to you, he's going to lead you. And I have to chip this in real quick. Some time ago, there was a friend in my life. I had gotten a dream about him and I had shared that dream with him. And I didn't even know that dream actually was happening in his life. And so that actually helped him go closer to God, because he knew that definitely God was the one who was showing this to me, because what was going on in his life, he had not told anybody. And so as he was growing with his work with God, he really got close also to me, because he felt like I need to be close to this person, because if something is going wrong, God is going to speak to her and all that, and God was going to use me to guide him and warn him and all that. And I remember I was going through another hard time in my life. And for me, when I'm going through a hard time, I normally pull back from all the noise and things going on, so that I can really go deep into myself and seek answers and pray to God and all that. So I pull back, honestly, and I feel like that's how I'm wired. That's how I process stuff. I'm a thinker. I'm a melancholy. Okay, so I think a lot. I analyze stuff, and God is still working on me. Okay, so that I have the tendency to worry, but God is really working on me. I've improved so much, and I'll talk about that another day with temperaments. But so I pulled back from because of what I was going through. I pulled back, and I remember my friend calling me, and he's like,
you can't be doing this now because I need to be connected with you. In fact, it's important that I hear from you, and that will really affect my walk with God. And
I'm like, no. I'm a work in progress in God's hand. I am not perfect. I have weaknesses. I have things that God is wrestling with me also on. And so if you feel like you have to look at me, because God used me at a point in my life to draw you close to Him, and you feel like you have to be connected to me to stay connected to God, that is wrong. Because if at any point I did something that beats your mind, that a Christian can do this, it's going to make you give up on God and think, Mommy Essie, you of all people, you did this? Like, really? Like, so all the time you led me to God, was it real? And he's likely to give up on God because of what I've done. And so I told him, never ever put any man, any person, even a pastor, in front of God. You have to remember that the cross is your focus. Jesus Christ is your role model. If he brings anybody in your life to help you and direct you at a season in your life, thank God. But then don't let what somebody does affect how you feel about God, how you see God. So I corrected him on that. I'm like, no, don't idolize me and think I'm perfect, because I'm still an imperfect woman. God is still working and molding me. And until I die, he's going to keep perfecting us all. And don't forget that God also uses sinners. He uses broken vessels. So even in our imperfections, once we submit ourselves to God and avail ourselves for God to use us, He will still use us, even if we still struggle with alcohol, even if we still struggle with masturbation or pornography. God, in His sovereign, can still use someone who still has a thorn in his flesh that can still poke you. And so that's why you can't take what somebody does at the church personally, because you have to understand that they are also a work in progress. They are humans. They have the tendency to default to their sinful state and hurt you, especially if they have not allowed God to work on those areas of their life. Just go to God, pour your heart out concerning what has happened, and don't let what man does affect how you see God, because He truly cares about you. He takes His work with you seriously. So I hope this blessed you and at least gave you an insight on how to deal with church hurt and church pain. Until I come your way another time, stay safe, stay blessed, and don't ever forget or doubt that Jesus truly loves you. All right, bye-bye.